Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we're going to be talking about Viticulture World! Woo! This is designed by me here, Shaw, and Francesco Testini, and it is published by Stone Meyer Games.
All right, Viticulture World is obviously an expansion to Viticulture. You'll need a copy of that to play. But yeah, this is a cooperative expansion. How do they do it? Let me show you. All right, here's our board for Viticulture World. Now, the individual player boards are going to look very similar to the original version of Viticulture. You're doing the same things. You are planting your vines, you are harvesting them, and then you are going to turn those grapes into wine, and then you're going to try to sell those wines. Nothing has changed as far as that goes, but now what we're doing is we're doing it together. We're all trying to work together. We've got two separate objectives. First of all, we're trying to get this little leaf all the way down to here to the end in order to win. And right now, we have to pay 8 coins every time in order to move that up, which is very challenging. Also, before we needed to have 20 points to win. Right now, what we need to do is have every single player get to 25 points to win. So not just one player gets to 25 and the other person isn't. No, every single player needs to be above that 25-point marker in order to win the game, along with getting this marker up to the 10 spot. Our main actions are divided up into the summer and the winter, but we're also going to have a spring phase as well. In the spring phase, first what we're going to do is we're going to reveal an event card based off of whatever the continent is that we are playing. We're playing with the green gully one right now, which is kind of like the learning one. It's going to tell us, in this case, this is kind of a training mission, so it's going to tell us a little bit about one of the things you can do. And on this particular case, you have an extra action spot that you can go to in order to do something more efficiently. Next thing, we're going to clear out these 4 tiles right here and draw new ones on there. And then lastly, we're going to choose a time to wake up. We're going to place our rooster just like before, but this time since it's cooperative, we're going to work together to figure out what we need, what the order of things we need to happen is, and place our people. So maybe we wanted to get a couple extra bucks, we might go there. Alright, so now we're on to our summer phase, right? We have these spots on the board. This is where we can go. In a 2 or 3 player game, only the left spot is available. In a 4, 5, or 6 player game, both spots are available. Multiple people can go there. We've got our workers here. We've got our grande worker like before. Grande worker can go anywhere, even if it's blocked off. But then we've got these guys with these adorable little yellow and blue hats. Right now, the ones with the yellow hats can only be played in the summer. The ones with the blue hats can only be played during the winter. One of the spots that you can go on the board is here. You can pay 4 coins to gain an innovation tile. So we take one of these, place it anywhere on the board. Let's say we place it there. All right, in this case, now, whenever you go to that spot, you get a bonus. In this case, you get a yellow card. But however, if your character is still wearing one of the hats, when they go there, they do not get to get that benefit. But the other good thing is, any number of players can go there. So if let's pretend this was a yellow hat, he could go there. This person can go there also. This person can go there. Any number of people can go there once it's been upgraded. But only the people without hats get the benefit. All the actions on the board are kind of lettered with letters of the alphabet. When you take one of these upgrades, it upgrades a specific thing. So for instance, this is an M. On the M spot on the board, it currently says, make up to 2 wines. If you were to upgrade this, now it says make up to 3 wines and age one of them twice, which is fantastic. Once you've done all of your summer actions, then we go to a fall phase. You just basically get another bonus, either some money, some grapes, or draw a card, which is really nice. And then we're going to go to our winter action, where we are going to place some more workers. This time, again, kind of like basically the original version of Viticulture, you're going to get a chance to make the wines, harvest the grapevines, and fulfill your orders. This is also where you're going to pay your money to move up on this track. A very important spot. Don't forget about that. All right, so then we're going to go to a year-end checklist after all of that, all 4 seasons. First, we're going to get back our workers. We're going to age our grapes and our wines just like before. But now we have to discard down to 5 cards, which is really, really tricky. So I'll teach you something about that in a little bit. You're going to collect your residual payments just like before. But then now you're going to advance the year marker. This shows how many years have passed. The game is going to end after 6 rounds, 6 years, so you really want to be as efficient as possible. One of the ways you can do that is by trading. Whenever you place your grande worker, just like before, it can go where anyone else is. Even if this spot is blocked off, let's say, and you're in a 2-player game, only one person can go there. The grande can still go there. Also, though, you're able to do some trading. The grande worker can trade any amount of money, green cards, purple cards, grapes, or even wines. So that's a great way to make sure someone can fulfill their orders, or they can also make it so that players are under their hand limits. That way they don't ever have to discard any cards at the end of the year. So the grande workers and the trading, it's a very important part of this game. All right, now we're back to our spring phase. Same thing like before. We'd get a new event card. We'd clear these off, get some new ones. We'd pick what time we want to wake up. We do the whole thing all over again. The game is going to end after 6 rounds, and if all players have at least 25 points, and we have this leaf all the way up to 10, we're going to be declared winners. If any one of those things has not happened, though, we have lost the game.
Okay, so before I talk about this game, I want to give you some advice about this game. I would just play it once. It even have a little introductory set of cards that you can play with, which is kind of a throwback if you're familiar with all of Stonemeyer's games.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But, like, the first time that Ryan and I played this, we weren't necessarily playing cooperatively. We were kind of just getting out of each other's way. And we really needed that introductory game to kind of shift how to play Viticulture. Because Viticulture is not cooperative, and we really struggled. It took us a good, I don't know, what would you say, almost over half of the first game for us to be like, we're doing this wrong.
We are not going to win, even with all the help that the trading mission was giving us.
Yes, giving us so much help. And I was like, whoa, we are like not rocking this whatsoever. And so I just really recommend that you just play the introductory game and then explore it.
I thought that the different continents this game gave you, you're traveling all over the world, going to these different continents, each one gave you a whole new experience, right? Everyone was a different setup. But then you also had kind of the basic Viticulture World things, like the training mission like we talked about, kind of gave you and told you about. But then each continent gave you its own whole challenges that you were playing against. And there was easy, medium, and hard ones. And they kind of ranked them for you as well, which I thought was great. So that way you kind of knew what you were getting into before you played it. Like, okay, buckle up. This is going to be a tough one. Yes. Versus, we got this one. It's easy, no problem. Spoiler, they were not still easy for us because we were not that great at cooperating.
We were not.
But yeah, overall, I thought that was a really neat way of giving you variety and variability within each game you played. Every time you played was different.
I really liked those little rubber hats, like, a lot. I thought they were adorable, and I really liked them. And even though I know you're supposed to train your people so that way they can work anywhere on the board, like, sometimes I didn't want to do that because I wanted to keep the little hats on. Totally Bethany problem. Was nothing to do with the game. I just really liked when a game does something so small component-wise that makes me want to talk about it as a point to my overall thoughts of the game. I think that was done well.
I gave the abilities to kind of cover up action spots on the board to make them upgraded and to make it so that multiple people would go to those different places. Oh my goodness, that was such a cool mechanism. I love upgrading the actual spots on the board.
Yeah.
So you're still playing a worker placement game, but throughout the game, those spots can change and upgrade and become better, so you're able to do them more cooperatively. And I had never seen a game do that outside of, let's say, legacy games. So this game kind of gave me those legacy vibes of being able to change and modify the game, but because they're tiles, they're not permanent. So I'm able to play give these legacy feelings, this legacy kind of style experience, and then be able to wipe the board off clean when you're done. And again, because of the continent style, it also kind of gave you more of the legacy vibe.
Yeah, as you're discovering and exploring.
Exactly.
So when I heard about this game, Viticulture World cooperative game, I was like, first, why? Like, I didn't know that people were asking for that. And then two, how? Like, how are you going to do that, right? Like, that game, and I did not think that the game was conducive to a cooperative play, but huge kudos to the designers on this because they did that while also not taking away what was Viticulture. Like, I didn't feel like this was inspired by Viticulture and then they did something completely different, right? I still felt like this was 100% Viticulture cooperatively, and I'm just super impressed with how they're able to do that, how they're able to keep the feeling, the vibe of the game, but make it to where you're working together on that. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I agree. Incredible job making a worker placement cooperative game.
Yes.
Which is just a strange thing to say. And it's still kind of, like we talked about, it was a lot of fun early on we were staying out of each other's way, but we were still just kind of doing our own thing.
Like, I don't think we traded a card until, like, 60% through the game.
Right.
Like-
The option of trading was like completely foreign to us in this game. But now you can trade all these different resources and stuff, which has ended up being very, very important in order to pull this off.
By important, he means necessary.
Yeah, it is crucial. You will lose if you don't. But yeah, so staying out of this way versus cooperating, it's very easy to fall into that trap early on. You want to cooperate as much as possible, which is very enjoyable. So I think you're going to enjoy this game for a number of reasons. If you have played Viticulture and you liked it, I think you're going to like this one. If you like cooperative games that are more than just like what I would say the typical cooperative game of like a punishment kind of event-based cooperative game where just bad stuff keeps on happening to you and you have to survive, this is a different take on a cooperative game.
100%.
And then also, if you like that legacy style game where you have a new challenge, a new set of parameters that you're playing against every time you play, I think also you're going to like Viticulture World for that reason. So overall, this is an expansion that I thoroughly enjoyed.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to us here on YouTube so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can follow us in all of these places.
You guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.